Hi, I'm Patricia Allingham Carlson, and this is a full end-to-end version of my Tulips 1 painting. For a condensed version, look in the links below at the description section. This is part 4 of 5. In this section, I am developing leaves, shadows, and folds. I'm bringing some leaves forward, and I'm trying to show some leaves retreating. Again, I find the salt crystal forms and start to outline and detail a little bit because I like how the decorative appearance is coming across in the painting. You'll also see me using my brush to remove paint to bring out forms that are coming forward. I hope you like my video. Hit the like button below if you do, and subscribe please, and now let's paint. This is my reference photo. I frequently work from reference photos and try to be inspired by what I see. Sometimes I copy exactly, and sometimes I take the colors and the forms and then just try to run with them, like I'm doing for this painting. Well into the painting at this point, and today is my day to tackle those leaves. I'm deciding where to place the stems as they go through the leaves. What's going to be on top, what's going to go behind. Then I'll decide which leaves I want to bring out to be the front leaves and which ones I want to retreat and go back behind. I just figured out where the stem would come out below. Now with all those dark stems on those light colored or medium toned leaves, you could see I need to add a lot more accent colors into the leaves. I'm referring very heavily to my reference photo that I took last winter. So look how the dark, dark color I just painted on that leaf makes the bright colors of the tulip really seem to come out. Tulips have these cool little fold over leaves. So painting in the folds and keeping the edges lighter is part of the structure of all these tulip leaves. Here I've mixed up another green using some burnt sienna and some green to vary the colors. Now that was sap green and cobalt blue to make a different colored shadow. A little bit more medium tone. And then indigo for my dark tones. With these folds and dark accents, you could begin to see the leaves really develop form. Here I've taken some purple and I'm working with the salt crystal forms, doing some outlining to see if I like it over there as well. Now I think it adds some definition to that big leaf area on the right, which is fairly loose still. But adding a little texture to it certainly does add some interest. And it brings the purple tulip color down into a lower level of the painting. to incorporate the two parts. And so I bring that large leaf on the right out by adding shadows above it and below it, which makes it a closer form. I'm continuing to build up color. And intertwining the leaves with overlap and shadows and shading. I think we can skip a little bit ahead at this point too. Continuing to work with the leaves. Using some blues in them to try to add some excitement to all the oranges as well, being a complementary color. I'm cleaning up some edges with a damp brush, and then tightening edges in other places. Back to enhance the stems a bit. And more color accent darks against the bright flower. I'm bringing out my texture forms a little bit more in this lower right leaf. And adding just a bit of blue and purple and a bit more detailing in that little lavender tulip. Oh, the subtle little things that I'm doing all over the place at this point. And I'm painting in a very expressive way. Having started to look away from my reference drawing and put in what looks right to me and what seems to feel right. So my very loose painting is beginning to turn into a more expressive painting And that suits me because it seemed to be what the painting wanted to do. Or at least where my ideas seem to take it. So here I decided to add a fold in that leaf on the right lower spot of the painting. So I'm putting the shadow in of the fold and adding just a bit more structure to the leaf. I don't want to paint out those cool textures though, so I'm sort of painting around them to see if that looks okay. Here I'm adding an edge onto the part where the leaf folds over. I'm using a damp brush, painting it with water, and then cleaning my brush off. The damp brush is pulling the paint off of the paper. And you can see how that line is emerging. That enhances the edge of the fold and shows me more structure in the leaf by adding the darks against the lights. Now I'm doing it on the other side as well. Damp brush, wipe off the paint, wipe off your brush and get it clean again. Over and over again, taking a lot of patience, but pulling out a little bit of structure there in the leaf that you could see developing. Again, painting the dark in there certainly makes the lighter form stand out. At this point in the painting, I'm beginning to be more satisfied with the leaves and how they're coming together. And I begin to see a light at the end of the tunnel. That this painting is actually approaching the point where I can finish it. And I will do so in the next episode. Oh, those little textures are fun. I hope you enjoyed my video of Tulips 1, and I hope you learned something. I appreciate your likes, and please do subscribe. If you click on the bell and select all, you'll get a ring whenever I post a new video. Your comments are welcome, as well as your feedback, because I really do want to make my video helpful and informative. I'll see you soon with a new end-to-end video, so please don't forget to subscribe.